Dispatch from the Fishbowl, you dumb bastards forgot the oath. It's the founder's middle finger, etched in ink. The senators and representatives before mentioned, and the members of the several state legislatures, and all executive and judicial officers, both of the United States and of the several states, shall be bound by oath or affirmation to support this Constitution. But no religious test shall ever be required as a qualification to any office or public trust under the United States. There it is. Article 6, Clause 3. It's hanging in the air like a blinky neon sign flashing, "Read me, you ignorant bastards." And yet most Americans couldn't pick it out of a lineup if it hit them in the head with a whiskey bottle and screamed the Bill of Rights into their ears. It's not just a throwaway line in the back pages of a dusty parchment. It's the spinal column of the whole democratic experiment. The founders weren't exactly saints, but they weren't stupid either. They knew the day would come when some loudmouth would come kicking through the front door of the Republic, demanding loyalty not to law, but to himself. That's why they wrote this thing, to remind us that the Constitution, not a person, is the boss. Now here we are, blasted into a new era where political discourse is poisoned with memes and slogans, and half the country thinks deep state means your high school civics teacher. You've got people out here pledging allegiance to a man, not to the idea that made this country work for 250 years. These aren't rebels. They're bored consumers cosplaying as patriots. And meanwhile, the real insurgents, the ones trying to hold this rickety old democracy together with duct tape and caffeine, are too busy writing think pieces and arguing on Reddit to notice the barn's on fire. The answer? It's right there in that clause. You want to resist creeping autocracy? Then understand the rules of the goddamn game. The Constitution isn't some quaint document you take a selfie with on a school trip. It's a weapon. And Clause 3 is the dagger in the boot. Every federal employee, every judge, every soldier swears to defend that not a man, not a party, not a flag wrapped around a truck grill. The second we forget that, it's open season on liberty. And what looks like a throwaway line in the fine print, Article 6, Clause 3, is actually the tripwire wired to the whole goddamn system. It's the failsafe, the dead man's switch, the thing that says, in no uncertain terms, no king, no messiah, no orange demagogue gets to be bigger than the Constitution. And that's the part people keep missing in their TikTok scrolling, flag-humping haze. The Constitution, not your guy, not your fear, not your tribal rage, is the supreme law of the land. It's not a suggestion. It's the anchor keeping this barge from drifting straight into a fascist fever dream. So wake up, you sleepy bastards. If you're going to resist, resist smart. You don't beat authoritarian charisma with hashtags and vibes. You beat it with documents, with law, with the dry, stubborn text of an 18th century contract that still barely holds the center. And you better brush up on it fast because the other team has already memorized the cheat codes.